Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is, wherever you are, we hope you're doing well. Hey, it's Mike and Arlen, our Philippine journey. And it's time to get the air conditioner serviced. So, you may be wondering why. Well, I doubt you're really wondering why. I think that you probably do it wherever you are. If you don't, there are some routine things that you do. Surely you change the air filter. Let's see just how important that is. You see, you understand electricity here in the Philippines is not cheap. And with that being the way it is, when you want to cool a room down, you need, and look how filthy that filter is, you need to clean these things. And you need to clean the unit itself. It's a little different. Okay? And the reason behind that is where we live in Angeles, we have a lot of dust. And dust is from many different things. First off, it's from the construction that goes on all through the city. There's a lot of cement, mortar, center block dust. Okay? There are jeepneys everywhere. And I don't know who certified them, and I don't know who made them available to drive, but they spew a ton of stuff out. You see these people riding around on motorcycles, and they're all wearing headscarves and masks. Well, there's a reason for it, and you're going to see why. Finally, we have three units, three AirCon units in our condo. All right? We have one in the master bedroom, this one. We have one in the living room, kitchen, dining room combo, and then one in the spare bedroom office. And we get them cleaned routinely. And we get them cleaned routinely because they're filthy. Absolutely filthy. Now, taking the filters out and cleaning them is no big deal. And I'm going to admit, and I'm ashamed to admit, and it hurts my feelings just a little bit. Well, it doesn't really hurt my feelings. It's embarrassing. I have not cleaned the filter in a couple of months. Oh, it's loud out there today. But anyways, what also hasn't happened is the inside unit hasn't been cleaned. The what I call the air handler or the cold head of the split air unit. It hasn't been cleaned in about 5 or 6 months. And the exterior or the compressor side, our hose allows us to reach to the front of it, but not to the back side of it. So while it has been sprayed down a couple of months ago, it hasn't been sprayed completely. So what you're going to see is approximately 3 months worth of junk. And that's what you'd be breathing if you're outside for 3 months. Now, the other units we don't clean as often because, quite honestly, we don't use them. I don't know. I think maybe the unit in our living room we've used for maybe 2 or 3 hours in the past month, 2 months. And the unit in the spare bedroom, about the same. Now, these guys work for Candy Realty. They're familiar with every one of the AirCon types, and they routinely clean. This guy on the ladder, jeez. This guy on the ladder we know quite well, or not quite well, but he's serviced our units before. And the guy that's going back and forth, I don't know. But as you can see, they're going to set up some tarpaulin, and it's set up in a way that it's like a catch, and it's going to catch all the water that they use to clean. And it really turns out that it's, they wipe everything down when they're done, and it's really not a bad job at all. So it's a pretty good deal. Let's take a look at what it really looks like now. And here we are outside on the balcony. So as I said, we have 3 units, and we're only getting the one cleaned because basically the others don't need it at this point in time. And for an air conditioner to be efficient, it has to breathe. It has to pass air. It has to pass air over the condenser fins, if that's the right word. It may not very well be, but I think you know what I mean. Those little fins on the side. And it has to be able to pass air through the air handler and everything else. So what these guys do is they show up, and they're going to have a sprayer and a couple buckets and a few other things. And then they're going to have their testing equipment as well, because they'll check my Freon. And here's where I'm embarrassed. That filter is filthy. Now, before you say anything, keep something in mind here. I do smoke, but I don't smoke inside. So therefore, there's no reason. That's just dust. That's plain and simple dust in the air. And when you see what happens, when you see that our entire patio will turn black, all right, when this is done, you're going to understand why we need to quit that. So here they're cleaning the inside of the unit. So we have split air, and they're really good about setting up everything that they need to get done what they need done to keep it clean. There's always a little water splatter. There's always some water that gets away, but they clean it all. The idea just how dirty it really was. And the light is shining so bright, it's hard for me to even see what I'm actually video, but I'm pretty sure I'm getting it all. And that's now the finished product. And of course, they'll spray and clean that down as well. But all of that was in my inside air filters. So once they got finished outside, inside, they started on the outside. Now, the whole intent here is not just to clean it. The whole intent is the efficiency of the air conditioner. And here's what I'd have to say. If you own a place here, well, obviously you've got to maintain that air conditioner. But if you rent a place, well, it's up to the landlord to maintain it, and the landlord will maintain it however the hell they feel like it. It might be worth it on your electric bill to maintain it yourself, or at least to clean it, all right? To get everything cleaned out. And you're going to see in just a minute what it looks like when it's only been 2 months since the last time we sprayed down the unit. If you live at the beach, you have to contend with salt. If you live in the city, well, you're going to contend with pollution, and you're going to contend with everything that goes along with it. If you're lucky enough to be, or if you are in one of those very large special high-rise units that have central AirCon, well, then they're going to maintain it because of the cost of maintenance. But that doesn't mean they're going to maintain it correctly. Now, this guy's trying to point out, exactly how nasty it is. Well, I got to tell you, that's nothing compared to what it was like 2 months ago. All right, 2 months ago, the water coming out of that, what is called a weep hole, was black because it had been about 5 months since we had cleaned it. Here, it's only been about 6 weeks, 7 weeks, just short of 2 months. But in a second, you're going to see the actual patio itself and how much dirty it is. That water doesn't look bad. It really doesn't. But you'll notice they do a really good job. All right? And they're very careful. We've never had a problem with the AirCon unit once they got done. Always works. And they check the Freon when they're done. They make sure that it's still fully charged, that we don't have a leak or we're not losing anywhere, anything like that. Efficiency and saving money. If you own it, you want it to last. Maintain it. If you use it, you want to use it with the least amount of electricity. I mean, we run this AirCon unit runs from approximately anywhere between 7 and 9 o'clock at night till 5 in the morning every day. I don't think we've ever slept without air conditioning. Okay, so that being said, let's just take a look down here, just how nasty this is. That's what was in there. All of that was on the components of the air conditioner, and all of that will cause a problem with the efficiency. So if you want to save some money, that's one way you can save a little bit. Cost of this cleaning, it's going to run me about 20, 40, 60, 80. It's going to run me about $80 US. $80 US for them to come in and do it. And I'm happy to pay it, to be honest with you. So look, if you found this interesting, great. Please do subscribe, and please do hit that thumbs up. It's not exciting, but it is part of life and the things that you got to do when you're here. Electricity is not going to get any cheaper anytime soon. And it's time to sweep and spray all the spider webs also. They tend to go out there. Thanks. Have a great day.